Hey, all, Russ here, RVerTV. Welcome. Check it out. We are in rainy, and I mean rainy, Georgia, just on the outskirts of Macon, Georgia. Gonna head up to a historic national park right up the road here. Check the weather. It should clear off, hopefully, farther I drive. Also, later today, about another 80 miles, we're going to go see the Little White House. FDR, Franklin Roosevelt's home in Georgia, in Warm Springs. So we got a big day planned here. And here's our first stop. This is Ocmulgee. Ocmulgee Historic National Park. I hope I pronounced that correct. Native American name. Anyway, they got mounds, hiking trails, all kinds of cool stuff. Thought we'd make a fairly quick little stop here, check it out, do some exploring. Look at that. Storyboards everywhere. And then we're gonna keep trucking west. Alright, visitor center is not quite open yet, so we'll do our walk around and come back to that. They got trails. I'm not gonna explore the whole thing. I want to find it's called a Earth Lodge, which we can actually go right inside of it. You can cut this humidity with a knife right now after that rain. I took off early. I've been on the road for a couple hours. I left Savannah, Tybee Island, all that area early, before the sun came up. Trucking west. But each day I'm going to pick a couple spots like this to stop on the way back home. And the summer is here. Earth Lodge, that's what I'm looking for. There's another Grand Temple mound, huh? Everything nice and green. End of the summer. That humidity, you can cut it with a knife right now, even early morning. What's this? 17,000 years of continuous human habitation here. Wow. No way. 17,000 years? And CCC Corp. They built it here. Cool. They saved history back then, didn't they? Oh, I think I see some deer up here. I think I do. I don't know, they're probably going to take off if I get too close. I am the only one here right now. They're right up under that tree. Well, they haven't moved yet, have they? They know I'm here, though. Their ears are up. They go, look at the old guy with the camera. We're going to keep eating. Well, that was cool. All right. Here's one of the mounds. I got mounds here. Just a ton of history. If you look at the National Park website about this place, they got a lot of stories, especially about this Earth Lodge here. But 17,000 years, can you believe that? It says it's the America's oldest ceremonial lodge. Hey, we can go in here. Here we go. Now we're walking back in time. Walking back 17,000 years? I don't feel a day over 15,000. Oh my goodness. Big old clay floor. Now the floor is supposed to be original, but looks like they had a fire pit. It's climate controlled in here. There's actually air conditioning. There's the thermostat for it. Feels good in here. Looks like seating. Even some kind of footprint. I guess that's like clay. I don't know. I'm guessing. That entryway's for short people. Are those footprints? Huh. Wow. How cool is this? I mean, yeah, it's been reconstructed, but it's just cool. On the National Park website, a lot of this floor, they said, is original. No Home Depot back then, was there? Wow. Big old logs holding everything up. Very impressive. Couple drops of rain. I think it's over with. I'm gonna spend the night once we visit FDR's Little White House. It's about 80-90 miles once I leave here. Just keep trucking. The Iron Horse devastates the Mounds. Oh my goodness, they destroyed Mounds when they built the railroad here. Cut right through them. You know, another thing I read on the National Park site, 800 men, it was the largest dig site in American history was here. They got over 3 million artifacts. Here's the railroad track. Right there. Yeah, they did. They cut it right through here. That's a long time ago. Well, not according to 17,000 years. Like yesterday. Civil War happened here. All kinds of stuff. Huge history in Georgia. To think we're walking where they did 15,000, 17,000 years ago. Bet the bridge wasn't in though. Oh, we're gonna go over the railroad tracks. Huh. Kind of slippery walking on this thing. A lot of green moss growing on the wood. Bet fall colors are good here. Be cool if a train came through right now. Well, I'm gonna look on my phone, see what else is up here. The maps should show the park. I don't know how much farther. I'm quite a ways out already from the visitor center. A lot of benches. Huge open areas here. 1600 to 1826. Now that's recent compared to 17,000 years. They just do the millenniums. My goodness. That is insane to think about that kind of years. Trading post with the British, 1690 to 1700s. Civil War history here, 1864. There's the map right here. Wow. I bet there was artifacts when they dug these sites. There's a pathway. Aha. There's that. I think that one's the Grand Temple one. This almost looks like a drainage thing here. Concrete. It'll work. Sidewalk. Alright, I looked up on the phone. This road will take us back up to the visitor center. My feet are soaked walking through the grass. And notice alligators. I wouldn't doubt it. Okay. Right down there is the river and a big old swamp. Well, I ain't going down there. Find an alligator and name him Boots. Let's go up on that mound. Let's check that thing out. There's a path for it. Well, the way it reads, it looks like it's just been continuous different communities, whatever you want to call it, living here. The Great Temple Mound and Town Site. So this was our whole town in here. For thousands of years. That is cool. I didn't realize all this was here. I just thought we'd go in a hut and get out of here. Quite a little walk this morning. I wasn't expecting this either. Just trees everywhere. And these big mounds. My goodness. It goes all the way up in there. They've probably surveyed and dug around all these, I'm sure. Looking for artifacts. Wow, look at the view. There is a million birds just flying all over. They must nest in here. That's incredible. It's about wearing me out coming up all these steps this morning. What's that? Someone left something. That one sign down there said, watch out for ticks. So I'm not going to walk through that thick grass at all. These birds, man, they don't like me up here. That must be looking out towards Macon. Wasn't there a famous movie or song, Macon County Line, something like that? Yeah, them birds are swooping right at me. It says, get out of here, guy. There are other mounds along the Mississippi River. I remember reading about them. I know there's one in Ohio that's like a serpent shape. Somewhere in Ohio, and then along the Mississippi there's other ones. Big mounds. I have to do some research. That'd be another adventure someday. Go explore mounds. Quite a stairway system. Alright, well, what do you think? We'll head back towards that visitor center. They should be open now. Almost getting some sunshine, blue sky. It's nice heading downhill. That's quite a little climb up to all these steps. Well, back thousands of years ago, they probably had pathways or whatever. I'm sure they had farmland, agriculture for food. Georgia, what a good climate. Between rain, humidity, warm weather. River right here. Perfect place, isn't it? There's the river. I don't see any alligators. Of course, you probably wouldn't. In these trees, there are cobwebs and massive spiders everywhere hanging down. They are huge. There's trails and stuff down around through in there. You better know what you're doing. Come out all bit. Maybe Boots the alligator might find you. My goodness. How neat. Alright, here's some trails. See, you can go right back in those woods with all them spiders. Nah. I'm gonna stick to the pavement. I think that one would take you up back about where we were up by that Earth Lodge. There's a web, one of them big old spiders. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. Railroad overpass. Old brick one. Cut right through all those mounds. There is a height restriction to get down this far. I seen the signs up at the visitor center when I pulled in. I don't know, the van, might make it through here. I need around 10 feet. Maybe. That's an old time bridge there, isn't it? All the brick. Well, kind of goes through a timeline in here. Some of the spears. I'm sure they found the artifacts during all their digging. Big old map. We walked a little ways. I mean, there's a lot more to see here, but I'm pretty happy with where we went. Oh, only 1100 years ago, just like yesterday. Biggest dig ever. My goodness. You know, I always thought the oldest history they documented was like 11,000, not 17,000 years ago. I don't know. But you could spend a lot of time in here reading all these stories. Civil War history, the railroad going through, then the Native Americans going back all those centuries or thousands of years, millenniums, right? Wow. Never know. See, you never know what you're going to find when you come to these places. I had no clue what was here. When I glanced at it online, I thought, oh, cool little earthen lodge we can go in. Never knew we'd find all this. Incredible. Everything well displayed, documented. Such a big timeline to capture everything, isn't it? There's a replica of the Earth Lodge we were just in. All right, well, think I'll head out towards the van. Get Google Maps fired up. We got about 80 miles to get over to Warm Springs. I'm just going to try to make some time. Like I said earlier, I'm trying to pick 1 to 2 stops per day, but I am picking up the pace to get back home. Been a very long summer. Been on the road for over 3.5 months. Feeding your family out of that river, yeah. Alligator stew. With spider dessert. Designing an ancient city. If you ever get a chance, come here. I'm just joking around, but definitely come here. It's worth it. A little bit of blue sky. We'll see how the weather holds getting over there. All right, buckle up. Here we go to Warm Springs, Georgia. Made it. Here we are. Warm Springs, Georgia. Looks like old town here. Franklin Roosevelt, one of our great presidents. His place, they called it the Little White House. That's what popped up when I was doing research on Google Maps. Always type in historic places and sites, that kind of thing, and this thing popped up. It was a little bit out of the way to get here, but that's okay. I'm actually going to spend the night not too far from here at an RV park. You'll see it later. Alright, should be right up the road here. Lost my blue sky for a while there. It turned totally nice. About 30 miles back. Oh, I better pay attention. I think this is it here. Yep. The Little White House Historic Site. We made it. Well, it's back in here a little ways. Can you imagine? He used to drive back in here. Bet they had Secret Service, all kinds of stuff. We're gonna find out. It's highly rated on Google. Big old empty parking lot. Well, where do I park? Well, I'm gonna park in the back. Looks like big old parking places here. Alright, well, our second little journey today. Let's take a big walk. He had polio, I believe, and hit it well, if I remember right. That's why he was here with the hot springs. That all was back in what, the 30s and 40s? In that era. Well, here it is. The Little White House. Built in 1932. He was 4-term president. He died here in 45. Wow. Cost $87.38 to build, $8,700. The unfinished portrait, I'm not sure what that means. Alright, well, I'm sure we're going to find out. Let's go explore the Little White House, FDR. It's a big picture.
Where are you visiting from today?
Arizona.
Arizona?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, get a picture of the car.
This car was given to him by his brother-in-law on the president's 58th birthday. There's nothing, no pictures, anything that shows the president actually drove this car. It does have like 20,000 miles on it. People from his staff and braces and crutches.
Yeah, you couldn't really tell. He
So
hit it well,
He
huh?
wanted to portray a strong image, yeah. So you can see how he's leaning on the car door and holding on to the side of the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he got it when he was a kid, too, didn't he?
39. 39. He was 39 when he got
Got the polio.
Yeah.
Let me get pictures of this stuff, too.
Sure.
here's his.
Crisis. Wheelchair.
That his hat too.
Yes. And started to buy property here and started the Georgia Warm Springs Polio Foundation Hospital here, which went on for years.
Is that an orchestra?
That's a band. The house, the little white house, was completed in 1932, which is where that picture was taken. And that's also the picture you see right over there. That's the cottage he had built.
Oh, there.
So we would have a place to stay when we would come to Warm Springs.
Yeah. Huh.
So you'll see that today.
Okay.
You'll get to go in there. It goes around this way, kind of makes a horseshoe, and then you'll exit out that side door.
All right.
We have like a 12-minute film.
Okay.
If you'd like to see it, we can go ahead and.
Nah, I'll
Okay.
keep walking.
It's pretty good. It's Walter Cronkite came out of retirement to narrate the film. It's a pretty good little film.
I remember Walter Cronkite.
These are the three.
Portrait of FDR. There he is sitting with who? Churchill? Wow. History. Very famous fellow. This is a Georgia State Park. It's not federal. Yeah, he hid his polio well, according to that guy. Always hung on to cars and railings. He said the chairs he sat in were low back, make it look like he's sitting in a regular chair. Oh, look at that picture. That's powerful, huh? Dishes, cutlery. There's the table he sat at on his porch down at his cottage. I guess we get to go inside the cottage. It's outside. Life in Georgia. What a pretty place. There's his parade. Inauguration. Warm Springs, Cold Springs. Well, he made this place famous for sure. There's a saddle. More dishes. Imagine all the dinners, all the important people during World War II. So he was probably around, I'm sure, for all the Depression stuff back in the late 20s. My dad grew up through the Depression in Ohio. Old clock. Ship in a bottle. How'd they do that? Ooh, here's his car. 1938 Ford. Probably had all the handicap features so he could drive it. Everything up on the steering wheel. A splendid deception. Huh. FDR's stagecoach. He had his own stagecoach for Warm Springs. My goodness. What a paint job on this thing. There it is, some of the old pictures. History of the Tally-Ho. What a paint job. That is fancy. All the detail on that thing. Looks brand new, doesn't it? All the radio programs. I kind of remember that from school. After visiting that site this morning 17,000 years ago, I think I was 15,000. Fireside chats. All broadcast on radio. Old time stove. There you go. True old icebox. Old timer there. Getting the electric. That's about when they were running electric everywhere, wasn't it? Alright, well, the gentleman up front said this was like a big horseshoe-shaped building. Ooh. Start of World War II. Attack on Pearl Harbor. Ouch. Now that would hurt. Oh my goodness. What a club. Teddy's big stick. Eek. Sarah Roosevelt, part of his family, I guess. Eleanor Roosevelt, very famous lady, huh? Very, very famous. Look how young she was in that picture. The spotlight was always on these guys, wasn't it? Let's go find that cottage. Bet that stone wall was here back then. Yeah, that guy said they had Secret Service post, low buildings that the Secret Service would stay in. Pretty nice facility here. And a little map of the property. There's the main building. Looks like the cottages are down off to the right. Alright, well, I'll just keep walking around. A lot of flags flying in here. Made for all the states. What else we got? Mountain Place. I want to go to the Little White House. I'll walk up there on our way out of here. Let's go find the cottage first. There's a Secret Service guard shack. Pretty small, isn't it? Down there's the cottage. The bump gate. Huh. Pivots in the middle. That's pretty cool. Well, back in the day when he was alive, he would come down in here. They'd drop him off probably with Secret Service. I bet it was a very busy lifestyle. Those rocks were here then. Servants' quarters. It's where his staff lived, took care of him. Well, door's open. Let's go on in. Everything wood ceiling, walls. Very simple, isn't it? You can really smell the wood in here too. Just like a really fancy cabin. Low windows. Stoop down to look out. Couple bedrooms. I'm sure they had families and kids, all the servants. What a life. Take care of a president. Yeah, the beams up through here in the ceiling. Really neat. Old stone steps. My goodness. There's his cottage. Huh. Pretty small, really, for you think a president, you want to see like a big mansion. Here's the guest house. Looks like what, a bed, chair, ship on the mantle, fireplace. No air conditioning in here. These places are hot. Another bedroom, twin beds. Wood paneling. Well, not paneling, that's real wood walls. To the cottage. There's the front of it. Pretty darn small house. Can you imagine back then, though? Secret Service all over the place. Probably all kinds of dignitaries and people from all over the world got to come here. To this beautiful little area right here in the great state of Georgia. Warm Springs. Got the pillars out front. Tiny White House. All that rock in the ground. What a foundation, huh, for a house. Ain't going nowhere. There's another guard shack down in the woods. This was his view. He looked out through here. Well, let's go in and see what we get. Another old ice box.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
All right. Is this your first visit here?
Yes, it is.
And where are you from, sir?
Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Well, we are an electric oven. Now, back in 1932, you know that most people that lived here in Warm Springs did not have electricity. FDR brought it into this area. So people that lived in this area didn't have it. Wrote it, what she wrote on the wall.
Huh.
Yeah.
First meal and the last one in the cottage.
Yes, right.
Huh.
So she was the cook. She stayed in that first room there in the service cottage. And that's the pantry. Look on the floor. Do you know what those ice cream makers used to look like?
Yeah. Cranking them.
FDR, like for Daisy Bonner, to make him that peach ice cream. And
For
you know
Georgia.
that was the best.
Well, they got peaches here, don't they?
Uh-huh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that old
was
sink.
wonderful. We used to make it too, but we made vanilla. And when she bought a new pattern in her home there in Hyde Park, New York, she would send her old pattern to Eleanor and FDR. But aren't they beautiful?
They're gorgeous.
Well preserved.
Yeah, this is a first class place. So.
Yes, it is. Come on through here. This is his dining and living room. Isn't it beautiful in here?
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Think of the history in here,
You know, that's, sir, I tell people when they come in here to look up at the ceiling. FDR had you know, he owned all that property out there. He had Daniel Lumber Company to go out there and cut those long leaf, red long leaf pine.
Yeah.
And when they brought these big beams, they were smooth back here to the house where FDR was here. He told them to take those smooth beams back to the lumber yard, and he told them to hand hewn. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Every beam has been hand hewn.
Yeah.
I think he wanted that rustic look, and I think it gives character to this place. It's beautiful. Now these are the only 2 rooms that has the beams in it. The rest of the rooms have, you know, the walls here, the ceiling is flat like that, but it's still that long leaf pine that grew on this property here.
I like that ship.
Well, you look at those ships and you see, look around, you see FDR loves ships.
Yeah.
You can see even when in the service cottage, if you looked in there close enough, he had ships, pictures of ships in the service cottage and the guest cottage. But anyway, you see this ship right here?
Yeah.
FDR and his bodyguard, Eric Miller, took the scraps that was left over from building this house, and they built this whaling ship. Didn't they do a great job?
It's beautiful.
Well, you know that FDR was from Hyde Park, New York, which is, he took a cedar plank and he used his carving knife to carve this ship, and he donated it to FDR. Now, if you look on the bow there on the end, can you see FDR's name?
Yeah.
Well, that's FDR loved this ship so there when he was alive. And of course, right underneath there's a phonograph, dictaphone. That was kind of high tech back then. Anyway, FDR paid $269.
He was getting his portrait painted. That's why they call it the unfinished portrait. And he passed away. He had a stroke when the artist was here doing it. My goodness, what history here. That lady is just a sweetheart. More Secret Service guard shacks. There's an old spotlight up there to protect them. I mean, he was president during some war times. But over here's the bed. I believe he passed away in here. Right there. History. What access they give you in the cottage here. This was his room. There's the desk he sat at. Real homey, doesn't it? Makes it just like you and me, not like a big president. Elevated toilet for his handicap. Old style tub with all the railings. Another bedroom in here, huh? Very nice.
Did you see? Did you see where FDR died?
Yes.
April the 12th, 1945. Did you notice his toilet in Missy Lee Hand's bedroom? Did you all notice that wheelchair in Missy Lee Hand's? A lot of people think that's FDR's wheelchair, but it's not. That's her wheelchair. She had a stroke in 1941 and she died, so she couldn't get around, so that's her chair, so they just put it in that room. But I was telling him, did you all notice his toilet in there?
How it was raised up.
Raised up. Well, I'm trying to wait for the others to get. Oh, okay.
Because the check will be so big, it will be heavy.
His kitchen chair. Took it to the brace shop, which was across the woods over there. It's no longer there. He had them.
What a fun lady. Retired school teacher for 40 years. Down here still teaching. Isn't that something? Come see this place. It's cool. She told me about a road to take. I'm going to stay over at Pine Mountain, a few miles from here at an RV park. There's a road you can cut over, and there's an overlook. And it was his favorite picnic area. She goes, you can go up there and see the view that he enjoyed. So I'm going to do that when we leave here. But here's all these little guard shacks. Not very big, are they? Those guys just sitting there in a desk with guns. Bet you just couldn't walk around here. They go, what are you doing here? Well, let's go up the walkway with the flags a little ways. What a place. The little White House of FDR. Flags of all the states. Little granite stones. Outlined like the state. Pretty fitting, isn't it? Pretty fancy old brick home up here. Everything looks brand new, all freshly painted. The home of Miss Georgia Wilkins lived here. Rounded porch. Isn't that cool? Georgia has the best architecture. All right, well, make our way towards the van, I guess. There's that blue sky I've been looking for all day. Figures. Getting near the end of the day. I'm definitely going to try to find that overlook, though. Yeah, there's a Pine Mountain RV Resort on the other side of Pine Mountain. That's home for the night over there. Then next journey, we're going to head for Mississippi. Yay. Trucking west. I'm getting a little tired. Man, it's a lot of walking, a lot of driving today. But it's going to be longer days getting home. I'm figuring about an 8-day journey to get back to Arizona. I'm going to stop and see family in Oklahoma. My annual visit. Alright, looks like we get out this way. Legacy exhibit. Oh, the unfinished portrait. There it is. The real deal. The artist that was painting FDR's portrait when he had his stroke. The unfinished portrait. I'll be darned. Here it is. There was him sitting right in that chair that we just seen. That had to have been hard. I bet he wasn't feeling good. There it is, not finished. Isn't that something? There's a replica of how he was sitting at the time. I don't want to call it a mannequin. Replica. A little bit about the artist. Huh. Well, they're saving it here. They got definitely his history. He made this place, Warm Springs, Georgia. What'd she say? He even brought electricity to it. Well, he's waving at us goodbye. Oh. That hits home, doesn't it? Taking him home after he passed. I will agree with Google reviews. I'd give this a 5-star place to stop. Well laid out, well done. Very, very friendly people. Informed. They're volunteers that do this. Right here at the Little White House, Warm Springs. Alright, let's hit the road. I want to go find that overlook. That really got my curiosity up. And it's on the way. If it's out of the way, well, maybe. Should be right on the way. I'm kind of amazed. Very few people are here. Of course, it's a weekday. But it's about 3 in the afternoon right now. But very few cars. They probably get tour buses that come in and whatnot. Weekends are probably busier too. For more information on my travels, be sure to check out my website, RVerTV.tv. There you sign up for free newsletter, put one out once a month now. Also got a merch shop. Got the Armchair Traveler Series. The Heck Yeah 2025 Heck Yeah Travel Series out too. Hats, coffee mugs, shirts, all kinds of cool things. And in the newsletter, we got free downloadable puzzles, articles about travel, previous travels, future travels, all that good stuff. Once again, it's RVerTV.tv, which helps support the channel and future videos just like this one, exploring across this great state of Georgia in the Little White House. And I appreciate it very much. Pine Mountain Trail. Coming up this little road, those tree limbs are kind of low, but made it through okay. There's an old plane crash up there somewhere. Wow. Huh. But this is FDR's favorite picnic spot. We gotta see it. I have to. That nice lady back at the little white house talked me into it. She goes, "You gotta see the view. You have to." I go, "Okay." Big area. Quite a few picnic tables. So when he wanted a little escape and a picnic, FDR would come up here. Probably took a whole team of Secret Service people and cooks, everything else. There he is sitting up here. There's your view. Looking way out. Looks like a little statue of where he sat. Right there he is. Man, what a spread. That was a big event to come up here. And more pictures. The final farewell. Oh, goodness. After he passed. Wow. Well, like I said earlier, he made this place. Or this place made him. The warm springs gave him health benefits for the polio. To get polio at the age of 39, that's something on its own. You don't even hear polio anymore. That would have been him sitting there, surrounded by a lot of people, saying, "Who's cooking the hot dogs?" And that was the view. His view all those years ago is right here that we're looking at now. Not a mountain in sight. We're on top of the mountain. Just a sea of trees. How beautiful. Very, very fitting. It's quiet up here. Peaceful. I could see how he liked it. Alright, well, head back towards the van. Heck yeah. Alright, we just got a few miles to do to get over to Pine Mountain. One last little look here. There's his grill and everything in the view. What a great day. Goodness. Wasn't expecting all this. Just thought we had a couple cool little stops to make. Turned out to be one big adventure today, didn't it? Alright, and here's a big state park. Roosevelt State Park. It was sold out. I tried to get a campsite here. So I ended up booking a place at the RV resort other side of Pine Mountain. Here's Pine Mountain, Georgia. Another small town on the back roads. Took a lot of back roads today. I zigzagged quite a few miles. I've been on the road since 5 o'clock this morning. Right now it's 4 in the afternoon. It was worth it, making those stops. Spent a lot longer at the locations, but why not? Oh my goodness. What a history lesson today. Part of the 2025, heck yeah, travel series. Well, I hope you enjoyed this bonus footage from last summer's travel. Coming up shortly, 2026 travel season starts. I still have about 3-4 more videos left from last summer. You'll be seeing those real quick coming up. Journey continues. Heck, it never ends. Talk soon.